Hey guys, we got our first sponsor on the podcast. It is Rescue Me Massage. If you or someone you know is struggling with pain, contact Jenny at Rescue Me Massage. Jenny is trained and specializes in medical and orthopedic pain relief through unique modalities of massage therapy. These modalities can help release frozen joints, increase mobility, and decrease pain. At Rescue Me Massage, you can also enjoy the newly added service, hyperbaric oxygen therapy. This therapy can help magnify the benefits of massage therapy, decrease pain, release mental stress, decrease inflammation and symptoms of autoimmune disease, as well as aid in the recovery of COVID. You can also find a wonderful selection of CBD and Simply Earth oils, where 13% of the profits are donated to help end human trafficking. Give Jenny a call at 435-592-2221 or visit her website at rescuememassagebw.com. When you set your appointment, mention the Derick Lake podcast and receive 10% off. Hey everyone, how's it going? Derick Lake here with the Derick Lake podcast. We've got a guest in here today that is going to probably blow your mind. So unless you're driving, sit down, grab some paper, take some notes on this. We're going to have a lot of insight into the world of crypto. Since we met a little bit ago, and I don't know a ton about crypto. I know what I'm doing, but that's about it. And I just finally had to sit down, start taking notes. And by the end of 3 hours, he was on my computer showing me everything. So it was a cool experience for me. I want to share that with you. So I'm glad he's agreed to come on and do this. This is my main man, Zach Duffy.
How's it going, Derick?
Good, man. I'm glad you came on. This should be fun.
It should be really fun. I've been honestly wanting to do a podcast, especially with crypto, for a very long time. So you've lightened the fire, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm excited. I made sure that I had my notebook here so I could start writing stuff down.
There's always a lot of notes to be taken, especially when you're just learning crypto. It's a lot to know. There's a lot of scams out there you got to be careful of. You got to do your research for sure.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing I get asked, and you're a lot more into the world than I am, is what is the blockchain? What does it mean? How's the security? Can someone hack me? Maybe if we can just kind of touch on that so people, because I think that's where a lot of the fear is. Obviously, they don't understand any of it, but the blockchain and how it secures you would be why people are scared. If they understood that, I don't think there would be so much fear.
Yeah, absolutely. So in layman's terms, that's the easiest way that I can explain it. A blockchain is basically like a contract that you have that is secured through cryptography, and the cryptography is really what makes it secure. Cryptography has been around forever. That's what secures your passwords. A lot of the hacks that get done, the passwords get dumped out, but they get dumped out as a hash, which is like a cryptography. Oh my gosh, I can't even. How can I do this? How can I say this? It is cryptography is basically a security mechanism that ensures that the blockchain is secure. Blockchains are immutable, meaning you can't change them. Once they have been changed, they are what they are. Similar to Twitter, a lot of people use Twitter. When you make a comment on Twitter, you can't edit it. It is what it is. That's kind of how the blockchain is, except for it can't be deleted like Twitter can be deleted.
Yeah.
So blockchains are ledgers. They are basically like your checkbook. That's another good way to look at it. In your checkbook, imagine that you had your checkbook, you're balancing your checks. You cannot cross out a mistake that you made, that it would be there permanently. That's kind of the best way to describe what a blockchain is. And there's different cryptos that run on top of the blockchain. A lot of people have heard of Bitcoin. That's, if you talk to somebody about crypto, the first thing that they heard about is Bitcoin. Bitcoin's blockchain is, it's the first to market. It's the first of many great things that came after it. But it does have its limitations, and those are overcome with other cryptos. But for instance, on blockchain, you have proof of work. That's the algorithm that allows transactions to be verified on the blockchain. And those are verified by what's called mining. So you have miners that are spread across around the world, and they check each other's math basically and verify that that transaction is legit. There's other cryptos that are much faster, much more scalable, and those work on different algorithms. They don't require miners. They require what's called validators. There's other different technology, different algorithms that run different blockchains.
Okay. So Bitcoin, Ethereum would be the biggest two. So they're running on their own blockchains, right? I mean, so Ethereum has one. So does every crypto have its own, or do some run on Ethereum?
So yeah, some coins can be what's called issued on Ethereum. Those are like ERC20 tokens. So yes, Ethereum is a very particular crypto that has smart contract capabilities that allow other people to issue tokens on that blockchain. So the major cryptos, there can be sub cryptos on that blockchain as well. Yes, Bitcoin doesn't have any. They have what's called a fork. So they'll take the original code, make the modifications that they want, and release it, such as Bitcoin Cash.
Okay.
And those are basically a group of people that agree upon the same idea of the future of a blockchain, but they don't necessarily agree on one term, and it's either a make it or break it for them. So that's called a fork. You have soft forks and hard forks. Soft forks are better because everybody agrees on the new project, so everybody's on board. A hard fork is like animosity between the two parties. One of them sticks with the original Bitcoin, and one of them creates Bitcoin Cash or Bitcoin SV or whatever. There's many different variations.
Yeah. And people, I started on Robinhood. Coinbase, Robinhood. I mean, what are the other popular ones?
Binance is one.
Binance, Crypto.com.
Yep.
Do you see that you follow sports?
Yes.
So the Lakers, the Staples Center.
Yes, that's
they're
a big
renaming it Crypto.com Center.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
it's
bananas.
Forefront technology, like it's right here in front of us, and it's a lot of people are naysayers in the beginning, and then they see exactly what happens and they want to get involved, which, it's to be understandable. It's a new technology. It's fake fairy dust money to most people.
Well, we were texting the other night, and I said, how long are you going to be up? And you're like, I'm going to be up all night making fake internet money.
Exactly.
Well, and that's how it was to me too. Like it's because, the fear is driven because you don't understand it. And that's understandable. And that's how I was with, I had heard of Bitcoin, and I knew that you could buy Teslas, and I knew that different things were starting to adopt it. I think Mark Cuban and the Mavericks, he had talked once about accepting Dogecoin as a payment. Elon's a huge pusher with all of this. He actually, in my mind, that controls a lot of it, the rises and the falls.
That's the unfortunate part of non-crypto regulations for sure.
Yeah.
I respect Elon Musk 100%. You have to, he started from nothing. He built PayPal, sold that for $300 million, invested every single last of his dollars into SpaceX and Tesla, and was allowed to couch surf on his friends' couches in order so he could build his dream, which is really cool. So you have to respect that, but I definitely don't respect him manipulating the crypto markets the way he does.
Right. And when I first started getting into it, the first thing I did is went and followed him on everything, because I was like, man, if he says something, I'm gonna know that second, because I'm gonna go jump on it and buy it or sell it. Either way. Okay, so blockchain, that's pretty much covered, I think. If people have questions, are you available to field some of those questions if maybe they reach out to you?
Yeah, for sure.
So let's do Instagram. What are you on?
Twitter would be the best.
Twitter?
It's, XRP Gluestic, GLUSTIC.
Okay. And we'll get into the XRP in a minute. So mining. So I've got a couple mining rigs set up. People ask me what it is, and to be honest, in the beginning, I didn't even know. I just knew I could make money with it. And then it was like, well, I can't even really make money. I can make this fake internet money, right? And then I started kind of playing with it. And then I had one rig and then I had two. I think I'm up to 5 or 6 right now. And well, like just to throw the numbers, I'll just be transparent. I'm probably with everything, maybe $24,000 into it, into my GPU rigs. And they've already paid me back 17,000, I think. And I've been doing it for maybe 5 months, 6 months. With that said, people need to do some research on it. I had a lot of fails. I could have been more efficient in those numbers, and do some research on, if you're going to get into it, do some research on mining Ethereum, because it's going to go away. Theoretically. I mean, I think it is, but they just haven't put a date to it yet, right?
Correct. Yeah, that would be Ethereum 2.0. So that's moving Ethereum off of a proof of work. Oh my gosh. Sorry, got to edit that part out. Proof of work algorithm that is switching over to proof of stake algorithm. So the votes on the network, or the validations, happen through an algorithm that's called proof of stake. Just completely different from proof of work. There's no miners, anything like that.
Okay. So that switches over, and then you're no longer able to mine Ethereum at that point. So, and there's other coins you can mine. So what a lot of miners are doing, and I've been looking into lately, is it doesn't make sense for me to pull a rig off of Ethereum because it is so profitable. But it's like, what's that next coin coming up? And so I'm pretty close to probably switching one over to Raven, or to a different one that I can mine that has some value to it at least. My other thought is, do you just sell out while everyone's still looking for GPUs? I mean, what do you think?
That's very valid points.
Yeah.
You're definitely making money. You know, you're almost have made your initial investment into your mining operation back, and that itself is, an amazing feat. With mining, there's a lot more that goes into it other than hooking up a computer and going to town, as you know.
Yeah.
There's maintenance involved with it. There's
Power.
The power bill is very, very expensive. There is other factors like, what the market is doing for that particular crypto that you're mining. You definitely have to pay attention to all those factors, and that's where doing your own research definitely comes in place, and helps you reach the goals that you're looking to reach.
Are there, and I don't know the answer to this, are there cryptos that have gone away? Like somewhat popular mainstream ones that have just gone away?
Yes, that would be more like in the NFT space, especially now, because it's like brand new, where they generate a lot of revenue and they do what's called a rug pull and take everybody's money.
Okay.
So yeah, there's bad things, you have to worry about with crypto, and that's where doing your research and, actually getting involved and treating it not as a hobby, treating it as something serious. If you want to make good money, you have to treat it as it's another job, basically.
Yeah. Well, that's everything. There's times I'll go into the store and I've got stuff to do at the store, and I'll jump on the computer and I'll have like just whatever I was looking at the day before, a crypto, coin market cap. Is that what it's called?
Coin market cap, yeah.
Coin market cap up on a coin, and I'm like, oh, dude, what's that one at? And I'll start clicking and going to another thing, and then an hour's gone by, and all I've done is sit there and look at values of coins.
You definitely get sucked up into it for sure. Yeah. It happens to me every day. I still do at least 3 hours of research every day, and I've been doing this since 2016. And it's been a wild ride. I mean, as long as you do your research and you're passionate about this and you treat it like serious, like it's not a job, like it's a job and not a hobby, then you can definitely make some good money.
So you've done the trading. You guys were mining too. You had a fairly large mining operation going on, and now you're at least dipping my toes into the NFT world. That's probably another thing like blockchain where nobody knows what it is. Let's explain an NFT.
So that's really a hard one, because you're getting into like another layer of the crypto space, right? So once you understand cryptos, and there's all these other things that you can look at, and one of them is definitely NFTs. NFTs stand for non-fungible token. It is a crypto that you can validate the ownership of for works of art, for music, for anything digital, basically. It's very, very new, especially in the XRP ledger. Other ledgers have done them. Ethereum's well known for doing NFTs, especially their CryptoPunk project that you have to forgive me, I don't even know the name, but they started and it really took off. You could mint an NFT. Minting means you're turning in a crypto in order to acquire the rights to that NFT.
Okay.
And what happens at that point is you have full control over the ownership behind the NFT. A lot of people get confused. I can just copy the JPEG off of your profile, and then it's mine. Well, it's not really yours. You just have a copy of it, right?
Sure.
And the blockchain verifies the ownership of that NFT to your wallet address. So that's what Ethereum's done. Back to CryptoPunks. It cost, I believe, somewhere around the range of $250 to mint a CryptoPunk. And they are, the most expensive one so far, I believe, is $11.2 million, somewhere around there. Visa recently bought one of the CryptoPunks for 150,000 US. So the market is there, and everybody's like, well, how are they making this makes no sense. How are these pixelated pieces of art worth any money or any art, right? Well, art is in the eyes of the beholder. If you have a major community behind a project and it's going somewhere, then it's going to take off. People really believe the value of something, and it has value. That's why the US dollar has value. That's why gold has value, or anything has value, because enough people believe that it does have value.
Sure. So what after you own the NFT, or if someone buys one, like Visa buys one, what do they do with it after that?
A lot of people have done crazy things with them. One of the guys that is involved in CryptoPunks, he has one that he refused to sell for $9.5 million. And that's basically his online persona, right? With crypto, you have to be very careful. You have to go online and protect yourself through, creating a username that's not really your first name, because people can build a profile on you, figure out that you have a lot of crypto, and do whatever it takes to get it. And it's been successful. People's phones get SIM hacked, and that's on their network. They control the number, not you anymore. That actually recently happened to me. Of course, my crypto's protected, which is another topic to discuss. But yeah, they took out my phone number from my AT&T account and ported it to T-Mobile. And it was a nightmare trying to get the number back. And that's what they were trying to do, is trying to get into my Coinbase's accounts and all those different accounts, because you have to have two-factor authentication, which you get sent the text, which allows you to log in. So, yeah. So
I've got that on my phone, the two-factor, and it just to explain what it is. So it auto generates a code I don't know what it is, every 30 seconds, every minute. I don't know what the duration is. And so when I'll sign into HiveOS or whatever, if I trade anything on crypto.com, it'll make me go into that app and type in that code to verify it.
Correct. Yeah, that is correct. There's several different ways to do two-factor authentication. The first is with a cell phone. So you get a text message and you use that text message to log in. What you were talking about is what's called Google Authenticator. So you download that app, you put that key that Google Authenticator gives you into the website, and now the website has that master key to verify who you are. It will generate random codes, like you said, about every 30 seconds.
Okay. Well, how do you protect your crypto? I mean, that's the fear. Well, just get hacked.
That is definitely a fear, because there are what's called hot wallets. Hot wallets are wallets or crypto wallets that are attached to the internet at all times. That's what a lot of exchanges use to do trading, right? They have to be able to sell their crypto that they're selling and actually being able to deposit that into somebody's account. And there's many ways that exchanges protect you. They have what's called cold storage. So they actually have your crypto stored offline. And it's not the crypto that gets stored offline, it's the private key. Back to cryptography, the key is the keys to the kingdom. That key can allow you to send and transact with that wallet. So if you have somebody else's private key, you can send money out of their wallet. So protecting your private key is everything. The best way to do that would be to buy like a hardware wallet, such as like a nano ledger. That would allow you to send the crypto to that wallet and save the seed phrase, your public key, or your private key would have to be stored on that ledger, and then that ledger protects it with various different security measures. If you put your PIN code in there 3 times wrong, it wipes the device. If you lose the device, it doesn't turn on. That's somebody else's biggest fear. What am I going to do when that happens? Well, you have what's called a recovery phrase, and that recovery phrase can vary depending on what you use. On the ledger, it gives you 25 randomly generated phrase or words that you have to put in the correct order in order to unlock that wallet. So that recovery phrase, it can be digits, it can be phrases, it can be just words, but that is everything. That's the keys to the kingdom. So you have to definitely protect that. The best way, like I said, is on that ledger, because it provides a security chip on there that locks everything down. Like you can get your crypto back still with your phrase. So that phrase, I personally have it stored in a safe.
Yeah.
I know a good man to sell you a safe.
Well, when the first guy that I really talked to about crypto, that's what he told me. I said, well, how do people, not get hacked in all of this? And he kind of just went to the end of that and said, well, there's the phrases to recover your thing and this and this and this. And he said, the only way to keep that safe is to write it down on a piece of paper and put it in a fireproof safe. Or fire resistant safe. There's no safe that's fireproof.
Right. Safety deposit box. Normal methods to save something like that, or documents, important documents. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think I had to do that once because I made a MetaMask, and I went through that, and then I couldn't remember. I think my brother and I set it up, and then I couldn't remember the code. Anyway, I had to get into the phrase, and I think it's like 12 words, and it's like. I mean, these aren't the words, but it's like dog, fence, pen. Like it's just like a bunch of weird, random words. And if you put those words in the wrong order, it still doesn't take it. So there's no like, forget my password, send me an email. It's these phrases.
Yeah, those phrases are anything. Nobody can help you recover your wallet but yourself. So that's why you have to take definitely take the proper measures to make sure those recovery keys are safe from hackers or anybody else that you don't want to have access to that. So,
and explain this part to me because I'm still foggy on this too. So, and I'm sure other cryptos do this as well, but Bitcoin only has a certain amount of Bitcoin. Is that accurate?
Yes, that's correct. That would be called total supply. So not all cryptos have a cap, right? Bitcoin does. There's only 21 million Bitcoins that are ever going to exist. They're all not mined yet. That's where the mining comes in. That's how miners get paid, is from the blockchain. The blockchain itself pays them. Nobody else pays them. So the technology pays them for doing the work, and that's how they get paid.
Okay. I'm just thinking about this. I wonder how many people bought Bitcoin when it was nothing and thought it was nothing. And then you forget your phrase. You don't write your phrases down. You don't know your password. I'm like, I wonder how many of those Bitcoins are sitting in someone's wallet that'll never be recovered. I mean, they don't have any way to know that, I guess.
No, there's many stories I've heard. There's even personal experiences where you should have done this and you could have done that, and you have to basically take what you've done, and that's what it is. I know one story of a guy it's a pretty famous story. He had, I don't know exactly the amount of Bitcoin, but at the time that I heard about it, it was worth like $100 million US in Bitcoin. He's a multi-millionaire and can't access his money. And it sucks. What happened is he basically put put that key, the recovery key, or it was actually his private keys. He put his private keys. There's no public keys, or there was no recovery phrases back then.
Oh, okay.
So there's no way to actually recover it. The only mechanism to recover it is those phrases that we talked about. But he had the actual private key, the whole string of characters that unlocks that wallet, and he put it on like a portable storage drive and threw it away.
Oh, jeez.
Without knowing what he did. It sat in there for years and years and years and years and years, and appreciated, and he just forgot about it, was doing other things in his life, got back involved with crypto, and now he has no access to those funds. So
could you imagine, dude? That'd make me sick.
Oh yeah, I couldn't imagine going through that. That'd be horrible.
Okay, so the big thing I want to dive into, and we'll probably take the rest of the time talking about all this, but tell me what you're doing with X-Punks. I'll let you talk about it. Why don't you jump in? Just tell us what you want to talk about.
So like all of you out there, I see people making a lot of money in crypto, especially new and upcoming projects. And I really wanted to get into the NFT space because of CryptoPunks, honestly. And I found a project on the XRPL, which is the XRP ledger, the ledger that validates all the transactions for XRP or XRP projects. And I was doing research into, what's happening in this space. And Ripple Labs, who is the company that produces products for the XRP ledger, recently invested $250 million as grants into this space, which told me that they're getting ready to roll out NFTs for the XRPL. So I was like, that's awesome. The biggest problem with Ethereum and other blockchains that are proof of work is that the gas fees are enormous.
Yep.
If you buy an NFT that's $12, you could be paying $150 in fees to a miner to be able to send it.
And they cap that, or how do they isn't there a way they can charge you anything, or how's that work?
So basically, as the network gets more and more congested on proof of work blockchains such as Bitcoin and Ethereum, the miners request more and more money, or not necessarily request more and more crypto, but that's kind of the natural process of it. And the more that you pay the miners, the faster your transaction will get approved.
Okay.
So as the network gets more and more and more congested, people are willing to pay more and more and more fees to miners to be able to get their transaction validated, and that in turn causes the transaction fees to go up.
So if you've never done this before, at least on MetaMask, I don't know how other ones are, it'll say like approximate gas fee, and then you submit that, and then you're just waiting, and you're just waiting, and you're just waiting, and then it'll even prompt you, hey, do you want to speed this up? We're just going to bump up your gas fee to this. So that's kind of what you're talking about, where you can just pay more to have it done faster.
Correct. Yep.
Okay. And then XRP doesn't really have that problem.
No, XRP is extremely fast and extremely scalable. The most money that's been set on that ledger that I know about, and there's way more out there. There's millions of transactions a day, probably even an hour. I have no clue because it keeps going up. But
yeah.
Oh my gosh, I just lost my train of thought, dude.
How much a gas fee was for XRP?
Okay, sorry. So XRP is extremely fast and extremely efficient. The most money I've seen sent, it was around $150 million equivalent, and it cost like 3 cents to send, and the transaction settled in 3 seconds.
Yeah. So is that because there's not as much happening though, or will it always be that fast?
It'll always be that fast and always that cheap because XRP is not a proof of work coin. It doesn't require miners. It requires what's called validators.
Okay.
The validators all agree on, it's called consensus. They all agree that transaction is valid and can go through. And this all happens within 3 seconds.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. It's very crazy.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm just trying
good.
to, because there's questions that I've had, and I'm like, I'm sure there's someone else that have had this question too. So back to what you're doing with X-Punks and what you had seen CryptoPunks doing.
So I saw CryptoPunks, selling for millions and millions of dollars. I'm like, how can I take advantage of this? This is definitely the future. I did more research into NFTs because I wasn't really involved into NFTs, because I've only really pretty much been involved with XRP Originally, when I started out, I was, just like everybody else, getting into Bitcoin. This was when Bitcoin was like $400 a coin.
Yeah.
So of course I was accumulating Bitcoin, and then I learned about XRP, and it's been that way ever since. So I knew the value was definitely there, just in the way that XRP can process transactions, reduce those fees and make them extremely fast. So Ripple had that $250 million grant that I learned about, and I was like, okay, I really need to dig my heels into this and figure out exactly what the projects are happening. So I did my research on a bunch of projects. At the time, there was probably 100 or 200 projects that I got into. It was the project Xpunks that I got into started on October 8th. And it's gone up tremendously in the community. We grew from 0 to, what are we at, 13,000 around people in about a month. And it's been crazy. When I first joined their Discord server, I was immediately welcome. Like, I felt like I belonged there. And that's the culture that they're really building. And that goes back into the value that I was talking about earlier. If you build the community right, people will support you. And that's really what we've had is just nonstop support, and everything's been lining up, and it's been absolutely crazy to be a part of it. I knew in the very, very beginning that this was going to be a very special project, and I really, really got extremely involved. I mean, I have a local business that I'm trying to support and run as well, and I'm doing that on top, and trying to day trade and make some money for my family because I don't want to take any money out of my business to support myself and my family if I have another means to. So I haven't taken anything out of my business, and this really solidified me just day trading and making money in crypto. It's crazy. I've seen many people's lives change. There's one person on there particularly. His name's Tommy. He lives in California, and he literally invested his entire life savings, everything. He sold everything, his cars, his cell phones, everything of value, so he could get involved in crypto and really change his life. He got involved in XRP in, I want to say, November of 2020, and he's been able to make the little money that he had grow into several six figures, and it's been really, really cool to see because great people deserve great things, and he's definitely a great person that deserves that.
That's awesome. Is that kind of the game plan with this? I mean, I know you're day trading it, but if someone got in, I mean, I just haven't seen it goes up and down, but at the end of the day, it seems like it's always higher than it was lower. And that's the mainstream ones that I'm talking about, not the ones that are worth 0.0000007, or whatever. Would you say if someone asked you, like, I don't have the time to be doing it all the time, day trading, just get in? I mean, would that be your advice to them? Like, just buy something?
Not necessarily. It's always good to do your research yourself and feel comfortable in what you want to invest in. If anybody wants to get involved with Xpunks, I would definitely join the Discord server. There's a lot of people in there. We have people around the world. There's always somebody in there 24/7, and the entire community welcomes everybody with open arms. So there's a lot of support in there.
And are you're a heavy hitter on XRP right now?
Yes. Yeah. Everything that I have invested into in the past, whether it be stocks, everything is in XRP. That's how much I believe in it. And I know a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, he's putting all of his eggs in one basket. And I definitely am. But it's something that I truly believe in, and it's made me enough money to be able to support my family. And that's really what it's all about.
Awesome. The next question everyone asks me is, how do I ever use it? What do you ever do with it? Is it just going to become like I didn't want to say, I was going to say a debit card, but it actually is. So, but people are like, oh, I don't understand how I can use it. How do you make it hit your bank account? What are the taxes at that point? And all these other questions. So what's your process with actually using, or are you using any of it?
Oh yeah, definitely. So just to be clear, I'm definitely not day trading Xpunks. I'm holding it because I believe in it, but I am day trading other NFT projects. That's where I've made a lot of money recently. And it's been crazy to see, honestly. Where were we talking again, dude? I'm sorry.
You're good. Actually putting that to US dollars
That's
or
okay.
being able
Yeah,
to use it.
yeah. So what I do is I have a Coinbase debit card. You can load that Coinbase debit card with fiat dollars like normal out of your bank account through ACH. That will take 3 to 4 days to hit your account, and then you can actually use that like a normal debit card. And the benefits of that is you get crypto back, which is something that I wanted to do. You know, I spend thousands of dollars a month on overhead for me to live, and I'm like, how can I make some more money off of this? I'm already spending the money. There's rewards cards out there, but there needs to be a crypto rewards card that I can really use and makes a decent money on. So they give you 4% back on anything that you buy. You can get an XLM. There's a bunch of other different cryptos that they offer. I just use XLM because that's another project that I support. So plus you get 4% back, and you can convert it to whatever you want. It's crypto.
Yeah. And the 4% back would be like your Marriott rewards.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, it'd be the same idea. They're just giving you, do you get to pick what crypto you want, or how does that work?
You do get to pick what crypto you want.
Okay.
The top hitters, I think, are like XLM, and there's some others that I don't even know, to be honest. But you can get Bitcoin back. It's only like 1%.
Okay, so you can choose, and then it varies.
It varies,
Got
yeah.
ya.
Yep.
And then the way I understand fiat coin would be it's like a crypto savings account of US dollars, but it's on the crypto world.
So you're talking like a stable coin.
Yeah, so explain that a little bit, because you were
So-
saying you would move it to fiat and then fiat to your debit card.
Yep. So once you get fiat in the system, you obviously don't want to take it. I mean, you want to take it out and take your profits out, but you want to do it in such a smart way, because as soon as you withdraw your profits into US dollars, you're hit with capital gains taxes, which vary. You know, the minimum you could pay is 15% if you've held it, I believe, for over a year. If it's less than that, I believe you're paying 30%. So it can really add up. The taxes can, for sure. So it's really important that you understand what your tax obligations are, because they change all the time. So yeah, definitely keep up with that. There's there's a company online. I believe it's called TaxBot, and that allows you to they'll file your taxes and do everything for you, because there's a lot. It's all brand new. There's no regulations yet. There's tax laws, of course, around crypto, and you definitely want to follow those. But yeah, back to the debit card. So spending money, all of that. If I need to pay any of my bills, I will withdraw XRP from one of my NFTs. So I trade that NFT for XRP. And then I send that XRP from my wallet to an exchange and then cash out. I use Uphold right now. So I'll send all of my XRP to Uphold, and then Uphold will either wire transfer or ACH the money into your account. I've usually only done ACH because it's cheaper, but you get the money in still 3 days. Like, it's not a big deal to wait 3 days. So.
Sure. So you kind of plan that out 3 days ahead, and you're good to go.
Yep. You can do wires. I think it's like $50. You get it the same day, but that's up to you how you want to spend your money.
Yeah. I mean, and you're like just paying bills with this.
Paying
just
bills.
Regular everyday bills.
Paying bills. I just bought a Jeep. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was going to mention that. So if you don't think it's real, hit up Zach and go look at his Jeep.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Thank you, Brooks, for my Jeep. I appreciate you.
Yeah, I was trying to get him on, dude. I thought it'd be fun to have him, and we'd all just be bouncing off.
It would be. We'll get him on again. He's actually doing a deal right now. So
good. Okay. So you were getting me. I'm just trying to think of the process we were doing. So you were getting me into the X-Punks Discord. You have a referral thing going on right now.
Yeah, so there's just to help people understand what NFTs are, there's an Ethereum project. It's called Lazy Lions. And basically you get 2 free NFTs that are valued at anywhere from $30 to $150. Could be less, Ethereum changes in value. But the price for that also fluctuates as well. But it's a way for you to get into NFT space, understand what it is. You actually own one. You refer people. You get 2 more free NFTs, and they get 2 NFTs. So it's kind of it's pretty cool invite that I've been doing to show exposure around the NFT space. So it's been pretty cool.
So whether you want to be the guy that's like, yeah, I own NFT, even if you don't know what it is, you want to swing that with your friends, you can. Or if you want to learn more about it, you can jump on it, own a couple, and just get your toes wet and start learning.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So if we had people reach out to you on Twitter, is that a way you can?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Any questions that you guys have, just hit me up on Twitter. Be glad to answer any questions that you guys have.
So what I need to do is have people reach out to me to get the NFTs, and then I get the extra ones for the referral.
Exactly.
Hell yeah.
Already masterminding
this. Well, that's what mining was for me. Like, I didn't even understand it. I was just like, wait, so I don't know anything about, well, I shouldn't say that. I kind of knew what I was doing and getting into, and I'd read and watched a bunch of YouTube stuff and read different things. But I was like, okay, this isn't real until I can actually have US dollars out of it. And so I had mined with my one rig. It paid me out in Ethereum. I took that Ethereum from MetaMask. You kind of have to jump a couple hoops and get to your bank account. And then I was like, oh my, well, it's in my bank account. It's real.
Exactly.
Like, it's here now. Like, you can't dispute that it's fake.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, crypto in general is almost a $3 trillion market. You know, it's growing, it's maturing. We've had the time that we've needed to grow this market. Bitcoin came out in 2009. So it's had the years to develop, and there's been, a lot of other amazing blockchains come out of that. So
I've heard a couple things with XRP, and you explained all this to me. So one, I had heard that there was a lawsuit and they were shut down. And then the second thing I heard that they were frozen. Go through a little bit of that proceedings, because I'd butcher it.
All right.
I mean, when we talked about it, you're like naming people by name and the dates, and I'm like, good heavens, man, how do you know all this?
I'm stuck in the crypto space.
So,
man.
I mean, I have a handful of friends that I've said, dude, just throw something in XRP. Like, throw $100, throw $1,000, whatever. Just put something in it, and just, even if you just want to hold it and do nothing. And they're like, oh, dude, I can't even trade it on Coinbase, or I can't trade it on. So give us a little bit of the backstory on why that's the case, and the lawsuit that's going on, and where you believe it's going to end.
So we'll have to take a trip down memory lane back to 2018. So 2018 was the end of the crypto bull run. And what happened is we need to get regulatory clarity for this space. That's what everybody wants. Like, it needs to happen, and the U.S. government has definitely been being the U.S. government, how they are, and dragging their feet. So Ripple Labs has basically been offering products on the XRP ledger since 2014, I believe. I don't know the exact dates for that. But so basically for 8 years, XRP has been allowed to be traded in the U.S. It has global clarity in every major country except for the U.S. In 2015, FinCEN, which is a arm of the Treasury, they sued Ripple Labs because they weren't registered as a money transmitting service. And you can't really blame Ripple Labs for that. I mean, they were a new company, this is like a year after they started getting things going. And I know firsthand how it is. Like, I've been in the gray waters before, and it's not fun. Like, you don't know really what to do, but you want to move forward with some innovative technology like they have. So they did not do what's called an ICO, which rhymes with IPO, right? Initial public offering. ICO is an initial coin offering, which is the same thing as an IPO, right? You're allowing investors to invest in a project that's not complete. That's what Ethereum did when they originally started. They offered a pre-sale of Ethereum. I think like one Bitcoin would get you like 4,000 Ethereum or something like that at the time. Which, looking back, it would be great right now. But the way Ethereum got to the price that it is very shady. I have nothing against anybody that's in crypto. I just want a level playing field for everybody. And that's the only way it can be fair,
Sure.
So what happened is Ethereum did their ICO, got money, got the network going. It kind of works. It's getting better, with Ethereum 2.0 that will solve a lot of things. But it doesn't change the fact that Ethereum started as an ICO, right? Taking people's money in hopes that it will go up in value on somebody else's, on the company's, I can't remember what they say, on the company's, how do I want to say this? On the company's, with the company's help, right? Their investment will increase in value, and that's the definition of a security. Ripple Labs started out with venture capital funding like a normal company would, a normal technology company would. They secured X amount of dollars, don't know exactly, to be able to fund their operation. They didn't start with an ICO. The coins were distributed in a way that maybe can be considered a security, maybe not. That's why they're in the lawsuit now. But what happened with Ethereum and what made Ethereum and Bitcoin go really parabolic is in 2018, William Henman was the SEC's enforcement, or no, he was head of corporate finance of the SEC. He went on stage at a Yahoo Finance conference and had a SEC logo in the background and told everybody that Bitcoin and Ethereum are not a security. And that's all that was said. Like his speech went on, obviously, but that's what his own words. Bitcoin and Ethereum are not a security. So that gave false pretense to everybody involved in Ethereum and Bitcoin, thinking that, okay, we have regulatory clarity that we're looking for now. We can go ahead and move forward with our projects. So all of that happened, and that increased the price of Ethereum to what was the all-time high, 5,000, something like that.
Yeah, I think it's like 49 or right there.
And it's unfortunate that William Henman was getting paid $133,000 a month from a law firm by the name of Simpson Thacher LLP, while they were also representing the Ethereum Foundation. So there's definitely a conflict of interest there. We're paying our tax dollars to this man to be, to really regulate our markets, and he's making deals behind our back, getting paid from a company. There's clearly a problem with that, and that's basically what the lawsuit is about with Ripple. The SEC is claiming that XRP is a security, but if you compare apples to apples, he said that Ethereum in 2018 was not a security. They started as an ICO. Ripple did everything right. They've been very transparent from the beginning. That's why I've been invested in them since the beginning. And they are getting sued now because the SEC thinks it's a security. However, on Ripple's defense, they have 25 attorneys. It could be more numbers now. This is the last time I looked. Could be more or less, but they have Mary Jo White. She was the former chairwoman of the SEC. They also have, I believe, director of corporate finance, something. No, that was William Henman. It was director of enforcement on their team. So they have a really good legal team to defend themselves and the money to do it. And they're really going after regulatory clarity for all crypto. Like there's a lot of scams out there. There's a lot of people that are losing money, and the actions of the SEC in 2020 caused XRP to go from about $1.30 down to like 20 cents. Like a lot of investors, including myself, are hurt by that. Like we want to see regulatory clarity so everybody can have a level playing field, and whoever wins.
Yeah. So Bitcoin and Ethereum were allowed to do things that nobody else could do.
Well, Bitcoin was anonymous, right? Nobody knows who the creator of Bitcoin is. So even if it started out as a security, there's nothing they can do to combat that, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, blatantly paying a high-level ranking government official to promote your project is kind of, or not necessarily promote your project, but give clarity around your project is definitely a wrong thing. So
got ya. So don't be scared to buy XRP, but you have to do it on different markets that aren't the popular mainstream ones. Yeah. So give me a couple that someone could go download on their phone or whatnot and buy XRP.
So you can download Uphold. Uphold's okay. There's other exchanges, that are better, pros and cons in all the different exchanges. But you definitely want to, if you really want to get serious in crypto, you want to go out and get all the exchanges possible. Because what happens is even Coinbase will go down when there's a bull run. You won't be able to cash out your money. You need other options. So Uphold, like I said, you can buy XRP from. You put your debit card in there. That would be the best way to do it. If you put your checking account in there, they hold your money for 65 days. So that's one thing with Uphold. Like I said, pros and cons to all of them. But if you use your debit card, you can instantly transfer the money out. So you deposit your money into with your debit card, and then that'll give you a US dollar balance in Uphold that will allow you to trade that for whatever crypto you would like on Uphold. Okay. In this case, XRP.
And there's multiple on there, not just XRP. So you could use that and not Coinbase.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, each exchange has their own different fee structure. Some are more, some are less, and it varies all the time too. So you kind of just got to be in the loop and finding out what the best option for you is. But yeah, Uphold you can get. There's another platform called KuCoin.
It's
KuCoin.
Okay.
I don't believe you can do debit card transactions, but you may be able to. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't used their platform for onboarding more fiat. I always use Uphold for that, but I'm pretty sure you can on KuCoin as well.
And that's the one that we did, and we just sent money from my MetaMask to KuCoin.
Yep, and then you converted your Ethereum to XRP.
Yep. Okay. That's a lot, man.
There's a lot. Like we could do podcasts for days on this subject, and I hope we do.
If someone wants to get into XPunks, you got to go through Discord, or what's the way to kind of get in with those guys?
So we have a YouTube channel that has a how to buy video on it. It's a great resource to use if you don't want to use Discord. Discord can be very confusing for new people.
Well, you saw how it was for me the other day. I was screenshotting Zach. I'm like, hey, I'm at this screen. He's all, dude, you're not even in the right one. I'm sitting there on my, I think it was Misfit Mining, one of the mining Discords that I'm a part of, apparently. And I've asked a few questions on it, but I'd never even heard of Discord until I got into mining. And so, yeah, it was funny. I was like, this is where I'm at. You're like, you're on the wrong freaking one.
Discord can get very confusing at first, but it's a great utility. I use it all the time. There's many people on Discord, and a lot of people want to help you. You can learn a lot from people on Discord too. There's great communities out there.
Well, and that's where I was with the mining stuff, because like no one I really knew at the time knew anything about it. I was Googling or watching hours and hours of YouTube videos to try and learn what I was trying to accomplish, and trying to Google anything like that's about damn near impossible. And so I had told my brother that is more into this world than I am. I'm like, yeah, I got this Discord thing, but I don't really know how to use it. And he's like, oh, dude, just jump on that thing and just say, how do I make this work? And I did. And within like seconds, there's like 4 or 5 guys that were like, what are you on this? Put this value here, enter this down, drop this one, and then it was like maybe 20 minutes and I had everything up and going.
Yeah, there's a great communities out there for sure. Discord is kind of like Facebook for crypto. It's really meant for gaming. That's really where Discord came from, but it's a great way to communicate with people. You can do way more. It's like Facebook groups are, but it's way more instantaneous to get responses. People are in there chatting all the time.
Yeah, well, that's what I always surprised. But every time I pop that thing on, there's people going back and forth. But yeah, I guess if it's worldwide, it makes sense.
For sure. Yeah, especially with like XPunks. The founders are from the Netherlands, so. And here we are in beautiful St. George, Utah, and it's very very different times. We'll meet at either at 2 a.m. for me, or super late at night. So it's really hard to coordinate everything, but we do what we have to do.
Well, we're about at an hour. What I want to do, if you're up to it, we're gonna put this out. It'll probably hit, I don't know, tonight, tomorrow, something like that. It's Friday, so probably Saturday. Get people on here, get people watching it. And then if you have questions, this is what I want to do. Bring those questions to us. And we're going to have Zach back on, and then we'll field some of those questions and then dive a little deeper into a few other things. And then we'll see if we can get Brooks on too with us, or maybe bring another insight to it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's very knowledgeable. He does the same thing I do. Hours and hours of research. I can have like conversations, in-depth conversations with Brooks for hours and hours. So yeah, it'd be great to have him on for sure.
Yeah, I think this gave an extremely good overview of maybe combating some of that fear. People getting into it, understand. Like people have said, well, what if you get hacked? And I'm like, I don't mean this rude, but like just go find out what the blockchain means, because that's literally what it is. And so I'm like, just go. You don't know enough to have that conversation, I guess. And I'm like, I'm not trying to be rude. I just explained the same thing to so many people. I just can't do it anymore.
For sure. Yeah, you definitely do get a lot of the same questions. And that's where Discord comes in handy, because there's a lot of people in there asking the same questions. And even if you don't want to chat with them, just look and be a part of it and lurk around. And you'll learn a lot.
Sure.
For sure.
I've done a ton of that with the mining stuff. I've probably learned more on there than anything. But yeah, dude, that was fun. We'll awesome. Get some more questions. We'll do this again, and we'll I'm getting into crypto a lot more, so selfishly, it's fun for me to get on and talk about it. But if there's anyone out there, you can reach out to me. You can reach out to Zach, and it's XRP Glue Stick.
Yep, that's my Twitter, at XRP Glue Stick. Okay.
Anything you guys need, we're here to help. If you want to come on, if you're a crypto expert and you think well, not if you think you know more than us, but that's not what I mean. But if you have something to say, or maybe you have a different angle, or you've done your own research and have some input, hit us up. Maybe we'll just bring me, you, and Zach on here, and we'll all talk about it. So appreciate you guys' time. And, if you thought this was valuable, please like it, share it, tag your friends in it, get them involved. Crypto, I think, is the future. I think the government's going to try and go away from the dollar, and this is what's going to replace it.
Absolutely. That's a whole nother podcast right there.
Yeah, I know. I have it written down, but I was like, we might go an hour into that, because I've got some pretty strong beliefs about that.
Me too.
Like the joke I have at the safe store, people come in and I'll say cash, card, credit, or credit card, cash, crypto, favors, secrets, and they always laugh. And I'm like, well, I got cash. And I'm like, well, get rid of it while you can, man. It ain't going to be worth anything pretty soon.
Very, very true.
Okay, guys, thanks for spending the last hour with us, and we'll see you guys next week.